Hey there, Blink News fam. Fancy a pint and a spooktacular evening? Then grab a pull-up stool, cause tonight we're heading across the pond to the foggy streets of London. We're not just here for a good brew, though. We're on a quest to uncover the 10 most haunted pubs in London that will give you the chills. London's pubs are steeped in history, some dating back centuries. But along with the spilled ale and boisterous laughter, some pubs are rumored to harbor a more spirited clientele. From phantom barmaids to restless patrons, these pubs are said to be crackling with paranormal activity. Are you brave enough to belly up to the bar in a place where the beer might not be the only thing chilling your spine? Join us as we raise a glass, if you dare, to the legends, lore, and downright spooky happenings that haunt these historic London pubs. We'll separate the spirits from the spirits, pun intended, uncovering the chilling tales that keep these pubs a magnet for ghost hunters and curious pub crawlers alike. So grab your best ghost hunting gadgets, or maybe just a healthy dose of skepticism, and get ready for a hauntingly historical pub crawl through the streets of London. Blink News is serving up a pint-sized helping of chills right after the break. 1. The 10 Bells. Deep in the heart of London's historic Spitalfields district lies a pub with a reputation that chills the bones. Whispers of restless spirits and unexplained occurrences have swirled around this watering hole for decades. While some might expect the hauntings to be linked to the infamous Jack the Ripper murders that once plagued the city, the truth is far stranger. The pub's spooky reputation centers around a tragic event from a different era. Back in the Victorian times, a landlord named George Roberts met a horrifying end, murdered with a brutal axe attack. Legends say his vengeful spirit still walks the halls, particularly the upper floors where staff once resided. Sleepless nights filled with unexplained noises and unsettling vibes became a common tale for anyone who dared to spend the night above the bustling pub. But the chilling stories don't end there. Whispers of another, even more unsettling event have circulated for years. Some brave souls, known as mediums, have attempted to delve into the pub's dark history. However, when faced with the gruesome details of a past involving the murder of a baby, even these seasoned investigators were left shaken. So scared were they by the perceived energy of the event that they refused to ever set foot back in the pub's upper rooms. Whether the tales are true or simply embellished over time, the pub's reputation for the strange and unsettling persists. So, next time you find yourself in London, and perhaps feeling a bit brave, why not grab a pint at this historic pub? Just be prepared for a chill to run down your spine, because even without Jack the Ripper, this place has a story to tell. 2. The Grenadier. Push open the creaky door of the old officer's mess, a place once filled with laughter and camaraderie. Now, a somber mood hangs heavy in the air. Legend whispers of Cedric, a young soldier stationed here long ago. Poor Cedric fell on hard times, losing a hefty gambling debt to his fellow soldiers. The story goes that his luck ran dry, and his enraged comrades took matters into their own hands. Now, Cedric is said to linger, a restless spirit forever bound to the mess. Look up, the ceiling is plastered with dollar bills. Tourists and ghost hunters, touched by Cedric's plight, leave these offerings year after year, hoping to settle his debt and maybe, just maybe, bring him peace. A strange chill seems to follow you around, a prickling sensation that makes the hairs on your arms stand on end. Some staff members swear they feel a presence down in the dark cellar. Footsteps echo on the cold stone floor, and sorrowful sighs seem to rise from the unseen depths. Whispers of other ghostly encounters hang in the air, documented in faded newspaper clippings framed on the walls. Does Cedric truly haunt this place, forever searching for a way to pay his dues? The answer, like the chill in the air, remains a mystery. 3. The Bow Bells. The Bow Bells pub, nestled in London's East End, boasts a resident ghost, but not of the spine-tingling variety. This particular spirit seems more interested in plumbing than pronouncements from beyond the veil. For years, patrons, especially those in the ladies' loos, have reported the disconcerting experience of toilets flushing mysteriously, seemingly on their own. Thankfully, these ghostly flushes haven't resulted in any embarrassing mishaps, wet pants. In 1974, however, the staff at the Bow Bells decided they'd had enough of the phantom flusher's antics. Taking a rather unorthodox approach, they held a séance right there in the ladies' room. With hushed voices and flickering candles, They implored the mischievous entity to reveal itself. Their request apparently struck a chord, or perhaps a leaky pipe. A toilet door slammed open with such force that it shattered one of the pub's mirrors. Whether the ghost was startled by the seance or simply wanted to make a dramatic entrance remains a mystery. One thing's for sure, the Bowbells can now boast a ghost story that's a little more flushed with humor than chills. 4. Spaniards Inn. Nestled at the foot of Hampstead Heath, a sprawling park in London, sits the Spaniards Inn. This old pub wasn't always a place for pints and laughter. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, it was a coaching inn, a place where weary travelers could rest their heads for the night. Maybe that's why it seems to attract a different kind of guest these days, the ghostly kind. The Spaniards has become known for its spooky sightings. Some claim to have seen the restless spirit of a Spanish gentleman who met his end in a passionate duel over love. Others report catching glimpses of a woman in white, perhaps a heartbroken soul forever wandering the beer garden. But the most famous resident, or should we say ex-resident, is the ghost of Dick Turpin, a notorious highwayman. Legend has it he was a regular at the pub back in the day, enjoying a drink in between robbing unsuspecting travelers on the road. Now, it's said he haunts the street outside, a reminder of his wild past. Whether these stories are true or just campfire tales is up for debate. But one thing's for sure, the Spaniards Inn has a long and colorful history, and its reputation as a haunted pub adds a touch of mystery to this charming London establishment. 5. Sutton Arms. Nestled amongst the bustling streets of London lies the Sutton Arms, a charming old pub with a surprising resident, a ghost. But don't worry, this isn't your typical spine-tingling spook. This ghost, they say, is a friendly fellow named Charlie, with a shock of fiery red hair that sets him apart. Unlike the usual ghostly whispers and unsettling shadows, Charlie prefers a more social approach. Patrons have reported seeing him flitting around specific corners of the pub, a cheeky grin plastered across his face. He doesn't linger long, just a quick hello, or perhaps a playful wink, before vanishing into thin air. One afternoon, he even materialized between two ladies enjoying a lunchtime drink, flashed his signature smile, and then promptly disappeared. Now, some might find this spooky, but most at the Sutton Arms find Charlie's ghostly antics rather charming. He adds a touch of whimsy to the pub's atmosphere, a reminder that even the afterlife can be full of lightheartedness. So, if you ever find yourself at the Sutton Arms, keep your eyes peeled. You might just catch a glimpse of Charlie the Ginger Ghost, ready to share a spectral smile. 6. The Flask. Nestled in the heart of London, the Flask pub stands as a testament to the city's long history. With its creaky floorboards and dimly lit nooks, it's easy to imagine conversations held centuries ago. But whispers of the past aren't just about bygone patrons, they're about a restless spirit said to haunt the pub's chilly, cave-like rear rooms. Legend tells of a heartbroken Spanish barmaid who once worked at the Flask. After discovering her philandering landlord boyfriend wasn't quite the charmer she thought, she took her own life within the pub's walls. Ever since, whispers abound of strange occurrences. Pub staff and patrons alike have reported catching glimpses of figures that vanish in an instant, or feeling an unexplained sense of foreboding that lingers even after a night of laughter and good cheer. Perhaps it's just the pub's unique atmosphere, or maybe it's a touch of truth to the tale. One thing's for sure, the Flask offers more than just a good pint. It offers a taste of London's haunting history. 7. Viaduct Tavern. Deep beneath the bustling heart of London, nestled within the walls of the Viaduct Tavern, lies a hidden history. This charming pub, boasting its status as one of the city's original Victorian gin palaces, attracts patrons with its warm ambiance and frothy pints. But unbeknownst to many, a chill of a different kind sometimes creeps down spines within its walls. For you see, the very ground beneath the pub's floorboards holds a forgotten secret. In times long past, this space served as a network of prison cells, and whispers linger that these former inmates haven't quite moved on. Stories abound amongst the pub staff of unsettling occurrences. One manager recounted a bone-chilling experience from the 90s. Venturing down to the cellar, a once ordinary door slammed shut behind him with a bang, plunging him into darkness. Trapped and terrified, his cries only reached the outside world when his wife, alerted by the unnatural silence, came searching. Upstairs, tales take on a more bizarre turn. Two handymen, working on repairs, swore they witnessed a rolled-up carpet defy gravity, floating eerily in midair as if possessed by an unseen force. The pub, it seems, holds more than just the echoes of laughter and clinking glasses. The spirits of its bygone residents, restless and perhaps a touch mischievous, continue to make their presence known, adding a touch of the supernatural to this historic London haunt. 8. The Rising Sun. In the shadow of London's historic St. Bartholomew's Hospital sits the Rising Sun, a pub with a past as dark as a pint of stout. Legend whispers of a gruesome time in the 19th century, when a band of body snatchers frequented the tavern. These unsavory characters, it's said, would ply unsuspecting patrons with drugged drinks before disappearing them in the night. The bodies, so the story goes, were then sold to the nearby hospital for a hefty price, fueling the flames of medical research. Needless to say, a pall of darkness hangs heavy over the Rising Sun. Perhaps unsurprisingly, whispers of the supernatural have echoed through the pub's walls for years. One chilling tale recounts the experience of two barmaids who lived above the establishment. They were plagued by a ghostly presence, a bedsheet-removing ghoul that flitted through their rooms in the dead of night. Another story tells of a recent landlady who, while enjoying a relaxing shower, felt the unmistakable touch of an icy hand slither down her back. Brr. Let's just say, a cold hand on your back in the shower is enough to make anyone reconsider their post-work pint. So, the next time you raise a glass at the Rising Sun, remember the stories that linger in the air, a stark reminder of the pub's murky past. Just be sure to keep an eye on your drink and maybe avoid showering after dark. 9. Brewdog Waterloo. Legend whispers of a restless spirit at the King's Cross Station pub. They say it's the ghost of a city slicker, a man who met a mysterious end after giving up his beloved lager for a taste of ale. Now, his mournful cry echoes through the vast pub, a cavernous space that once bustled with Eurostar passengers. Picture this: a gigantic playground for grown-ups, a shimmering silver slide smack dab in the middle of the 27,500 square foot pub. As you take a seat, a shiver might run down your spine. Listen closely. Do you hear it? A faint, ghostly voice calling out, "How much for a pint of punk IPA?" Spooky, right? Makes you wonder what exactly happened to that poor soul who traded his usual brew for something different. Perhaps the ale just didn't agree with him, or maybe there's a more chilling story waiting to be unearthed. Either way, the next time you visit this unique pub, keep your ears peeled for the mournful cry of a man forever seeking his perfect pint.